What's up with it? Welcome to Beats, Rhymes, and Life podcast, episode 21. Usual suspects in the building. Y'all know what it is. Stack Doe De Niro. Tangelina, a.k.a. Beyonce little sister up in here, y'all. Yeah. Don't mind me, y'all. I'm going to just cut up, loosen things up a little bit. It's all good. It's a hot one today, so, we got to do something to, keep our mind off that heat. But, yeah, man, got a lot of things to talk about today. Even though it was a little bit of a slow week, we still managed to gather some stuff, and it was a big week for the culture, man. Not only that, but we got a special guest in the building I'm going to get to in a minute. Y'all see him sitting right here, looking all professional and shit, holding the fort down, nigga ready to go. It's hot as hell, but we still going to make it do what it do. Before I get to my man, though, let me shout out the social medias. Oh, before I even do that, what's up, Tangy? I ain't even asked you what was going on. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good.
You good?
It's hot, but it's gonna be a good Saturday.
It's definitely gonna be a good Saturday.
I got a feeling.
Yeah, you feeling good? That's good. I like that energy right there. Let's keep that energy for the whole show.
Absolutely.
And like I said, make sure we do go ahead do the damn thing. So you got some treats up here as well. So let me shout out the treats.
Yes.
What we got up here?
These are Fruity Bombs by Payao, and that's if you're on Instagram, that's at Payao, Pieyow 420 on Instagram, and you can check out the products that they have available.
No doubt, hit them up. You know what I'm saying? Payao, they got some good shit, y'all. I'm telling you, I definitely I finished off them cookies from last week.
How'd you like
yeah, them Yeah. I had them at work too. You know what I'm saying?
See,
that's what they for.
Like
yeah. Hey, DJ
it's
J
functional.
Buttah.
It's
J
not
Buttah
for you to be passed
second
out.
half of my work day, easy, breezy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, I was chilling, bro.
Okay. I don't want anybody to pass out or overdose or don't know where they are, paranoid. I hate those stories. I really do. I want you to be functioning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want you to be able to enjoy yourself. Enjoy the product.
Yeah, you definitely will.
What it was made for. You know what I'm saying? Get some good sleep.
Right. If anything, yeah, right? Get some good ass sleep at night. You know what I mean? All right, let me get to the social medias real quick. Hit us on social media. Please holler at us. We like to interact with y'all. We on Facebook at BRL Podcast DMV, Twitter at BRL Crew DMV, Instagram at Beats Rhymes Life. That's Life with a Y. Also, we're all over your favorite streaming services. So subscribe to the BRL Podcast, Beats Rhymes and Life. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and hit us on YouTube as well. Rate, review, and leave us some feedback too, you dig? So like I was saying earlier, without further ado, joining us today in studio, live and direct in the flesh, we got DJ, producer, and musician, DJ J Buttah in the building, y'all. What's good, J Buttah?
Yeah, what's up, man? Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure to have you here, man. Thanks for coming through, battling through the heat and whatnot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no problem.
Good to have you here on a Saturday, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, so first things, when I say musician, you're a real musician. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You play actual instruments. You play the trumpet, the drums, the piano. Mm-hmm. So my question to you is, how does that influence your production style?
It's funny thing is, I actually stumbled into production in college.
Okay.
I was in band all through high school, middle school. I was like a band geek. I played drums.
He's
trumpet.
a band. He's a self-proclaimed band geek.
Yeah,
y'all.
I was in band, but I actually started DJing in like 7th grade too. So between DJing and being in band, I kind of stumbled into it. So my boy, he actually he was producing in high school, and I used to go to his house and mess around, and that was like kind of like my first taste to it. But like usually, I was just like a musician basically. I just kind of stumbled into producing out of boredom in college.
Okay. That's a modest, humble beginning. You know.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that gives you a better ear for music when it comes time to get in the studio and start, you know what I'm saying, making that magic happen?
Yeah, because I understand like what I'm doing. Like,
right.
It gives you that foundation, but it can make you crazy at the same time because things have to be like theoretically correct. Yeah. So like a lot of the it takes sometimes like the logic of it can take the feel and emotion out of it because it logically has to make sense theoretically. Right. So yeah, but I mean, other than that, yeah, I feel like it gives me an edge because I'm able to like decipher things and understand music. I listen to music a different way. I digest.
Yeah. I could dig that.
Yep.
So that helps with the arrangements of certain things,
Yeah.
certain the orders of sequencing of tracks and stuff like that. Certain instruments.
Pitch, speed, timing. Timing is
You got
important.
it. Yeah.
No doubt. You got anything?
I was in
What you got?
marching band.
Oh, so you
what'd
can
you play?
relate. You can relate.
What'd you
I
play?
played the clarinet and
Clarinet,
I played
okay.
the saxophone.
Okay. Woodwind.
Fellow band geeks unite. You know what I mean? Shout out to the band geeks out there, Joe.
Shout out the blue and white marching machine
Okay.
of Eastern Senior High School.
Easton, okay.
So you from the area too, though, right?
Yeah, I'm from Virginia.
You from Virginia?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I went to school. I'm from Herndon, Virginia. That's
Got you. Yeah, they got good football. They used to always have good football teams back in the day. Herndon High,
Herndon got a squad, and out there where we're at now is Westfields.
Westfield, okay.
is winning everything.
I heard the Wolverines or something like that.
I forgot
I think that's
the
what they
Bulldog.
are.
They the Bulldog.
Bulldog, okay.
yeah,
Okay. I'm familiar with Westfield. All
tell
right. Now, being a DJ producer, you know, you got to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Is there certain things that you've stopped doing that because, you know, you've kind of leveled up a little bit, you don't really do so much before? Like, say, for instance, you know, you start out DJing at parties and stuff like that. But now at this level, you might be a business owner, you might own your own company. You know, do you kind of fall back off of DJing parties a little bit, or do you still try to mix everything together and just, you know, get your hustle on everywhere?
That's a good question. I still kind of do everything because DJing, it keeps me abreast of what's going on today.
Okay.
Versus like just say, hey, I'm just gonna focus purely on production. So I do everything because I believe like when starting a company, you have to be able to do every job. You have to be able to clean the toilets. You have to be able to, you know, just work, know the company, know the business inside and out. Those are the most successful businesses and CEOs, the guys that like aren't too proud just to do anything, just to roll up their sleeves and work.
No doubt
Yeah,
about it.
I still do it all. I'm still like a student of the game, still learning, learning from the younger generation because they're I guess the way that they process music and life now, they work smart, not hard. They're a lot more efficient than we are. I feel, you know, being the older generation.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Well, that comes with the digital age, I think.
Yes.
You know,
Growing up with
technology.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Our era was more like the blood sport era, the blood, sweat, and tears. You know, you had to get out there and meet people. You had to actually, you know, spend time in the studio. You didn't have the internet to kind of do self-marketing, self-promotion.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So yeah, I can definitely dig that. Now, you know, I've been messing with you for a while. Like we were talking earlier, we're gonna get to the Kingpin Slim. I got some Kingpin Slim questions. It's one of my favorites in the area, probably of all time, of all around. Not even just our area, but just all time overall. But you did a record with Jadakiss. Jadakiss, many consider him to be, you know, one of the top 5 dead or alive.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all did a joint called "Hold You Down."
Yeah.
Talk about how y'all linked up, how that whole record came about.
So I knew Amani from his manager. His manager, a guy named Rap.
Amani is dope. He had that joint. What joint did he have, man?
He had a song called "Young and Ready" on
Young
his
and
own.
Ready.
Yeah,
That was the
fire.
joint, and
Yeah,
Jada
Kiss
was rapping on the joint. Yeah.
So that's when he did the agreement. He did the deal with Kiss. He was signed to Raspy for a little bit.
Okay.
So I met Amani through my man Rap, who works at Universal Records, and he was always telling me about, you know, he's managing this kid named Amani, and he's dope. So ironically, I sent him some records, sent Rap some records, and Amani put a hook on it, and then it ended up going to Jada, and then Jada ended up cutting it, and then once he ended up cutting it, I guess he submitted it to Def Jam. They ended up taking a liking to the record, so it ended up. It was supposed to be on like a free mixtape. I Love You is not considered an album, but it's a mixtape. But the record did so well in like the tri-state area that it forced Def Jam's hand to like put this in stores and sell.
Right.
A free mixtape pretty much became a CD that was sold in stores.
Nice.
So that's how that record happened.
Damn.
And that record's actually I know I do like these dance hall refixes.
Right.
That beat is actually a dance hall refix. I just switched the drums up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I switched the drums up.
Kind of recycled the joint a little bit. Just switched it up. Yeah. That's I love that creativity, man. I love when producers are able to, you know, kind of break stuff down. You know, use the same track, same horns, but switch up the order of things or the drums, something real simple, or add a snare or add a cymbal or something, just something to make it different, unique, and just make that magic, man. Right. Yeah, I love that shit, man. I got a good ear for the music too. I mean, I ain't got all the technical stuff like you guys, you know what I'm saying? But, I can't wait to get to this joint. We're going to talk about sampling too. Yeah. Because you're big on sampling, and you're one of the better samplers, I think, in the game.
Thank you.
And not only from this area, but in the game too, but especially from this area. Okay. No, especially from this area. No doubt about that. That's great shit. Now, I want to talk to you too about that Blackout joint, because I fuck with that from back in the day. The Swit off the Fat Joe joint with Swizz. How did that work out? Like, Fat Joe is a legend, man.
Crazy story, man. So I used to I was good friends with God rest his soul, Tim Martin. Me and his son. Tim Martin owned one of the biggest Cadillac dealerships in the United States. All the rappers got their trucks from him. Oh, wow. He was like the Jacob the Jeweler for Escalade.
Okay.
Like Ja Rule. Remember the Ja Rule Escalade on Cribs?
Yeah.
Came from Tim. All the custom Diddy vans came from him.
Wow. Okay.
So anyway, like there will always be like rappers and everybody up at the dealership at all times getting new cars, because he not only got Cadillacs, he got Lambos, Ferraris, you name it. All that stuff. So we were at Tim's house, and I was just there chilling, and Fat Joe comes through. Just for a cookout. Like, so damn. I have like a computer like that, like a little Mac computer like that. And me, I'm not shy or bashful. I'll go up to these artists like, yo, I make beats, man. Like, please just listen to my shit. So Joe was sitting there, and I brought in my laptop, no Beats by Dre headphones, no speakers, and I just started playing beats on the little bullshit laptop? Speakers. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, give me that. You know how Joe, when he talks, he's like super dramatic.
Right.
Yeah. So he heard the beat and liked it, and next thing you know, they put Swiss on it. So he orchestrated that whole thing. The only thing I did was just send him the beat, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna give you your first placement. That's how that happened.
So that was your first placement. Wow.
Actually, well, I take that. My first placement, it was an independent record. That was my first placement from a major artist.
Nice.
Okay. Mm-hmm. My first placement was by Fats and Billy Bathgate. It was a song called "I Got That Worky," where I sampled like the Nextel chirp and made a beat kind of like grinded.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was my first placement ever, like straight out of college.
Man, that's a hell of a first major placement right there.
Yeah.
Joey Crack.
Yeah, especially on such an iconic album. Because Jose One was an iconic one, so him doing the sequel to that.
Yeah.
And the whole album was, I think it was executive produced by Rico Love.
Okay.
Who I went to college with. Who was my neighbor in college.
Wow. What school?
FAMU.
FAMU,
I went to college with K. Michelle, Rico Love. Who else went? Smitty went to my college. I don't know if you remember Smitty.
I don't think I remember Smitty.
He's a Florida rapper. He was popular. A lot of people went to FAMU. Common went to FAMU.
Okay.
Will Packard went to FAMU.
I knew about that. I knew about Will Packard. Man, star-studded, man. Y'all looking like HU out this joint. All the products y'all putting out there in the music business, man. That's what's up. So all right. So now we're gonna get to my man, Kingpin Slim.
Let's do it.
Y'all collaborate a lot. Y'all have done so much work over the years, so much great work. I want to take it back to the beginning, though. The first joint that I peeped both of y'all on, Kingpin and you, was the My Life is a Movie joint.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason why, that's all him.
Okay.
Jim Jones. I mean, that's what had me gravitate to it.
I'm the person that people know my name, you just never see me. Because I live way out Virginia. So I come out when I
be in the cut. Okay. Be in the cut. Yeah, man. That joint was a classic, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, during that time, Jim Jones, he had the Bird Gang popping and all that. Yeah. That's how I ended up discovering that. And then I just did my research. I like to do my little homework. I'm a rap nerd like that. So cute. Found out I'm a little rap nerd. I ain't gonna lie. So, I found out, I looked my credits up and all that, and like, all right, Slim rapping on the joint, he vicious. DJ J Buttah from DC, from the DMV on the track. How the fuck did that work out? Because that was on another album initially.
How did Jim get on it? So
yeah, well, how did the song come about? And then also, it's like a two-part question. So the other part is, talk about your relationship with Kingpin Slim. So talk about how that record came about with y'all two getting with Jim Jones, and then talk about just, you guys' relationship, man. How y'all managed to work so well together over the years and come up with so much good shit.
So I'll start from that's a good question. Slim was actually brought to me by P. Stu.
Okay.
P. Stu knew Slim, and he brought Slim all the way out to Herndon, Virginia. Like, yo, you need to work with this producer.
Shout out P Stu, man.
Yeah, but Stu knew that I made beats. So Slim was brought to me. And this was right after like Slim got shot like 7 times.
Wow.
This was like, you know what I'm saying? He was still limping and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we started working, and then the My Life is a Movie. That's actually his second album. We did a project before that called The Beam Up.
The Beam Up. I remember The Beam Up. No doubt.
So the way that My Life was a Movie record came about is I was really like I'm one of the people like if you go in the studio with me, it's an experience. I'm like super over the top.
Okay.
Kind of like I'm like a mix between like Pharrell and Kanye, like personality. Like I'm over the top. Like I'm not arrogant, but I'm like in your face. Like I'm not a person that just sends you beats and it's like, all right, do what you want. I have like a vision for the video, how you should rap to it. Like I'm a visionary. Like
that's the producer aspect.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
And it's funny because like when people go to the studio with me for the first time, they get a kick out of it. It's hilarious. I mean, I'm surprised there's not many videos of me that surface because people like I be in rare form in the studio.
Man, we gotta get some clips, man.
Like
invite us to one of your sessions. We'll get some footage, man.
Yeah, you come through. So the My Life is a Movie record.
Take a field trip.
I made the beat and I sent it to him, and then like I had like this whole idea with as far as like, yo, the album that we did it on was Beam Up 2, so cinematic. So everything was pieces of a movie.
I got you.
So we did it. We cut the record. And then P Stu had a relationship with Jim Jones. He set all that up.
Okay.
We went up to New York, and Jim heard the record and loved it, so he jumped on it. And he actually ended up throwing the record on the Ghost of Rich Porter mixtape.
Ghost of Rich Porter, I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much how that record came about. And me and shout out my man Belief, like we sat down and mixed that whole project via Skype because my man Belief lives in LA.
Wow.
So we mixed the whole project via Skype. Like I'm real hands on. Like I sit in the mixing while everybody's out partying, doing whatever. I'm in the studio. I'm always there, just making sure everything.
Mad scientist
yes.
type. Yeah. I can dig it.
It makes sense though.
Yeah,
that's what's up. So Kingpin Slim. So you got some stuff coming up. Y'all cooking up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Trapper's Delight. Did you have any? You ain't had no joints on Trapper's Delight.
He got with some younger producers. Yeah, just experimenting with sound.
Sure.
No, I didn't have anything on that.
Okay. But coming up here, we got some stuff cooking up. I know you probably can't talk about it too much.
Yeah,
but
I mean, now we got something coming. Like you know what I'm saying, like for the hardcore Kingpin Slim's fans, because it's funny. Slim's fans are split up. Mm-hmm. He has the female fans because we do records like Goosebumps and like the songs for the ladies,
the Lollipop Jones.
Yeah. And then we got like the Trapper's Delights fans, which are the younger generation coming up that want to hear that shit.
Right.
Then we have like the people like you, like us, like they want to hear somebody like spit
the bars.
Like lyrics, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is with Slim, like he never like slacks on the bars on
never,
anything. Even on
never.
Trapper's Delight, like he's still like saying
absolutely.
some shit.
Absolutely.
He's like he's a good chameleon. He knows how to fit into what's like going on. So like what we're doing is what I want to do with him, and I brought this idea to him a couple weeks ago. Was like, yo, I want to do a tape with just all B-sides. Like we're not trying to like chase a hit. We're not trying to like make trap records. I'm talking about people that just want to just make people that just want to like screw their face up the whole time they're listening to you.
Head nod,
you know
shit,
what I'm saying?
Screw face shit.
It's kind of like the market that like Griselda's doing. Like
no
Benny
doubt.
the Butcher and Conway.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you go to one of them shows, man. Like, ain't no women in there, man.
Right.
Like, it's the champion hoodie crowd, lots of weed smoke.
For sure,
and the
sure.
women the women that are in there, those are the chicks that be having the razors in their ass, man. Get this girl 50, man. Like, that's who's in there.
The
man.
rough,
Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They ready to get it popping, yeah.
Like, it's a real hip hop show.
Raw
man.
and uncut.
Wow.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like,
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Take it back to the essence, man.
Yeah,
no doubt.
man,
I love that idea, man. Well, listen, man, you let us know about that shit. Keep us posted, man.
And it's all samples, too. Everything's a sample.
Because, like I was telling you before, man, I heard him rocking on that I4I beat about a month ago. He was dropping some little visuals on Instagram and online and stuff like that, man. And he in rare form, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I be telling him, like, yo, people want to hear that from you,
yeah,
man.
he got
like,
that shit.
People want to hear that. Like, you can really rap. Like, you have a one-up, man.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys, a lot of these artists, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not discrediting them. I'm not copping please early either. But it's just like, a lot of them is like vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the turn up at the day party music, man.
Yeah.
A lot of these niggas, like, can't go into, like, the BET hip-hop cypher when they shooting you in black and white and you in an alley somewhere and you can really just go.
God damn it, I agree with
like
you.
you can really just go.
I agree. Bars still matter, y'all.
Yeah, they do.
Don't get it twisted. Bars still matter.
For sure.
And I think Griselda and Conway and those guys, Benny the Butcher, they're tapping into that market that really never went away. It was always there. It's just that, other forms of hip hop started popping, and that's cool. We all love it. It's all culture, but that lane is definitely still there.
I feel like they picked up where like the Clips left off, where the Wu left off, old Rough Riders, like where they left off.
Absolutely.
Because like those fans, like, I mean, and it's funny, hip hop has a way of kind of like aging people out.
Yeah.
But like we're in a generation where we listen to the same music as our kids.
Yep, no doubt about it.
You know what I'm saying?
We had a good balance with that. Yeah.
So as us being older, as your parents probably put you on like Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire and all that coming up, we have to school these kids, man.
No doubt.
Where hip hop came from. Hip hop's only like 45, 46 years old. It's not that old.
Very young genre.
It's
music.
not that
still
old.
Very young.
So there's people that still want to hear that.
No doubt.
That's why like I credit the artists that are able to like age through hip hop gracefully and make age appropriate music and the ones that aren't trying to like appeal to a younger audience.
Right.
Like you're not them.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying?
You sticking with your core audience, your core fans.
And your core fans, like, they're old, they want to hear shit too. Like what do they got?
Exactly.
Like,
can't forget about us. Yeah, no doubt.
Forget about, man.
No doubt. I definitely want to touch on the work you did on the movie The Hate You Give.
Yeah, so that was...
I thought that was very interesting, man. I was just watching that joint the other day. I've seen it, about 4 or 5 times already. A great movie. Very emotional joint.
Yeah, it's one of those get you mad, man.
Yeah, but we need to see it, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things we need to see. Strong messages for our community in the joint. I ain't going to get all into that. But talk about the work you did on that soundtrack, on the feature film. What was up with that? That had to be an amazing experience.
Yeah, that was super random, too. Like, I think I was just driving and Amani calls me. Amani really doesn't call me that much unless like something's going on.
Yeah.
He in LA doing his thing.
Right.
He's calling me. He's like, yo, man, these people from I think it was Universal, they were trying to get in contact with me because they were I had to sign off on it. So it's the Jadakiss record that got used. It's actually the first song that opens the movie.
I remember that.
They want to license it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool because I got contacted from Fox and they pretty much like, I got to see a different side of how like music licensing really works. So it's very detailed. Like you can't just take somebody's song and put it in a movie. They have to tell you where it's going. You have to write how the credits will be listed and everything. And everybody has to sign off on it. So it was cool. They told me about the movie and when they contacted me, the movie's already done. So they're just waiting. Right now, they're just getting clearances. So they pretty much contacted me and said they wanted to use the record, and I got to correspond with Fox and negotiate it. And I mean, it came out. But I'll tell you this, artist, licensing is where it's at. I understand, like you wanna be, the lit nigga and be in the club. You know what I'm saying, with all the jewelry and all that, and it's cool. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. The money that you get from movies, like is movies is where the money is. Like licensing. You know what I'm saying? So prime example. Say if they use your song in a trailer that's coming out for a movie, $150,000.
What?
To use your song for 90 seconds or 60 seconds, $150,000.
That's a good check for that shit. That's a great check.
Yeah. And imagine like a movie
Damn.
like
I'm so glad you said this though.
But I want people to see like the bigger picture of like this, not go off on a tangent, but like what Beyonce's doing with The Lion King.
Lion King, right.
What do you think she made to put that album together, like for all the trailers and stuff? And that's The Lion King. That's a big budget movie.
No
like
doubt.
The Hate You Give, that wasn't like a big budget movie. They probably shot it for about 40, 50 mil. It was considered a low budget movie. But like imagine movies like Triple X, Transformers, Fast and Furious that cost hundreds of millions of dollars to shoot.
Yeah.
What do you think the budgets are?
Yeah.
Like for that. So it just kind of I always knew about music licensing and stuff, but I never really, because I've done stuff for like commercials. I've done stuff for BET, done stuff for Kamora Simmons. I did the music for her when she first released Golden Goddess fragrance. I did the music for that. It's funny. They sanctioned Kanye to do it and he didn't want to do it. So my boy who actually worked in Def Jam, he's like, yo, my man can do it. So you know what I'm saying?
Good look.
Yeah.
Great looking.
But yeah, music like I tell artists, man, think, and a lot of them know this, think outside of like the box when it comes to music, because then you got video games. That's a whole nother market. So licensing where it's at. That's why everybody's screaming own your masters, own your masters, own your masters. Because if you don't own your masters, the record company can license your likeness. They collect the money, not you.
You ain't getting nothing off that.
You want to know why? Because they already gave you an advance.
Right.
They gave you an advance. So the money has to come from somewhere. There's no such thing as free money. So anything that they do give you as an advance, you have to pay back.
Right.
It is a loan.
Right.
So
damn. DJ J Buttah in the building, y'all. Beats Rhymes Life podcast, episode 20. Man, this man in here dropping jewelry. Hope y'all peeping game, man. Let me ask you this now. Not only are you a DJ producer, but you own your own company. Talk about Total Dynasty Entertainment.
So that's a company that I started. So it's funny. The name came from a go-go band that I was in high school. I played congas in a go-go band. And
everybody start out in the go-go band, man.
That's how I learned to play drums. Go-go. Like I was watching Jammin' Jeff. Like that was like my favorite go-go drummer.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So started the company in college because I was DJing and stuff in college and just kind of wanted to legitimize it. So a good friend of mine that passed away, his name is Ewan Anderson. He helped legitimize me. He got me my EIN, my business account. Okay. I was like 19 years old. I didn't know this stuff.
Yeah.
He just kind of took a liking to me in college, man. So he set me up with everything. So under that name, like I do all my music production stuff through it, and I did events. So I used to do a lot of DJ a lot of high school proms and corporate events. So it's when you have a company like. Corporate companies kind of like they respect you a little bit more versus like just write the check in my name because now you're an entity. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how that came about, and it's just like I do everything under that. It's like the umbrella.
And you mentioned something about refix, where you guys remix songs and put the soca reggae beats on there, Caribbean stuff. Talk about that, man. How'd y'all come up with that?
So it was me and my man Ed Lee Sean. We have a group called the Refix Skins. Kind of stumbled upon that too. Yeah. He told me like, yo, we should make a dancehall version of the first song we did was Beyonce's Party.
Okay.
We did that.
Okay.
He's like, yo, we should make a dancehall version with that. And instead of just me rapping over the original, like switch it up, add some Caribbean drums, like kind of like how they used to do dancehall remixes in the 90s. Fun fact, the Capleton song Tour?
Yep.
You know who made that remix?
Who's that?
Lil Jon.
What?
Yeah, Lil Jon. I learned that. Yeah. Lil Jon produced the Capleton Tour over the Children's Story beat.
Damn.
So anyway, long story short, so like
hip
hop
reggae
remixes.
I ain't never know that shit, man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Hip hop reggae remixes, those have been a thing. They were like real big in the 90s.
Right.
Like in the 90s.
No doubt.
So basically, we pretty much just started doing that, and it's funny thing is like that led me to Wyclef. That led me to working with Elephant Man. That led me. It's kind of opened a lot of doors for me, and it pretty much gained me a lot of fans that are DJs. Like, so the fans of the Refix King stuff, it's not really the casual listener, it's DJs. I know DJs from all over the world that beg us to do this because they work. And it's funny thing, like we did one to Chris Brown's Love More. It got played in Cannes, France, right? Chris Brown was there.
Okay.
And he heard it. So there's a video of him dancing to it in the party.
Okay.
It's on YouTube.
Damn. Okay, we're gonna check that out.
Yeah. So it kind of took a life on its own, and we do it like off and on and stuff because it's kind of hard like getting acapellas. But it got to the point where labels were paying us to do this.
Yeah,
like
it's a good concept. I mean, ain't nobody else in the game doing it.
Right. And that's why, and it's funny because people know me from that, but they don't know that I make original music as well.
Right.
They just think like, but that's how a lot of the EDM DJs get on. They start off making remixes.
It opens you up to a whole nother audience, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating, Joe. That's creative as shit. That's what's up. What you got, Tan? You got anything? What? Why you looking at me like that?
How would you do that?
Put it right on the spot, huh?
I know, I was not prepared.
Because I'm about to move on. What you mean?
No, we can go ahead. I like how the show is going. No, okay. I'm good.
All right, let's jump into the topics here.
I'm sorry.
You smack, man.
Right on the spot.
I'm not.
Hey, anyway, let's talk about Meek Mill. Meek Mill had like the best week ever in his whole fucking life out of all he's been through. Just to touch on that, man. First off, Tuesday he signed a deal with Rock Nation, joint venture deal. That's big time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now he's gonna have his Dream Chasers imprint as its own entity, its own label. Working with Rock Nation behind it. So major deal, man, with Meek Mill, man. Shout out to him. So just to note, the record label is actually going to focus on talent acquisition, creative strategy, and marketing, among other things. Of course, they're going to be working with new artists and stuff like that. But the bigger news was the next day, right after that, Wednesday, he got his case overturned. All his charges dropped.
That's awesome.
Record completely exonerated, man. So he good money right now. You know what I'm saying? Man, I mean, how about that shit, man? Like, this nigga done came all the way from being locked up for almost a year's time, you know, and just going back, all the little courtroom drama and judicial system bullshit he been going through for the past years, man, and finally, you know what I'm saying, had them charges overturned and dropped like that. Like, that's crazy, man.
It's inspiring, though. It's inspiring to see a kid, like, come from where he came from. Like, I'm talking about, like, dusty cornrows, Meek Mill. Like, it's funny. We, to bring it back to Kingpin's son, we did a show at Bohemian Caverns, and Meek Mill was there. Like, this is like when Meek Mill was about to pop. This was like when he had Rose Red out, and he was there. We were on the bill with him, but it's just inspiring just to see him be able to come from where he come from, work with somebody who he idolized, basically Jay-Z.
Right.
And then, like, you know, his case getting overturned. Like, that's dope.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That it was inspiring. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That it was inspiring. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You on some shit today, young. I see already.
It's been a very, very long day. Like, already. I've been up since probably like 3 o'clock this morning.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm a little tired. I need coffee.
You need some food, too. Probably something to eat.
Like, I'm running on fumes, so I apologize.
All right. So what's your take on that? You got anything? How you feel?
Nah,
like?
I'm actually, I'm proud
That's
of him.
great shit.
And yeah, he stayed the course.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He was positive throughout his whole experience. That's the key, really, for me. You know what I'm saying? Even from jail, like when you would hear reports, you know, it was always positive, like moving forward, instead of like, oh, the man got me down, it's the system. Like, he had a way of going at the system without, like, it being so, like, the white man is this and the white man is that.
Right.
Wanting sympathy and all that shit. Yeah.
That's the cop out.
That's a great point, man. And I don't want to fail to mention that in the last year that Meek been home, I mean, he now owns the company Lids that makes the Mitchell Ness makes all the baseball caps. He's got his own criminal reform company that he teamed up with the owner of the 76ers to do. You know, so they working on criminal reform. And just dropping that new album, Joe. That new album was crazy as shit. You know what I mean? So he was doing numbers with that, still doing numbers with that.
On the popular,
albums.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he doing numbers, man. So shout out to Meek, man. We running out of time, but I just want to say real quick before we get out of here, man. That YBN Cordae joint. What you think about that? Did you peep it?
I've heard like 4 songs.
That joint,
and I loved all of the 4 songs.
Yeah, I like that joint. I like it. Young boy doing his thing, man.
Yeah, I can understand what he's saying. That's like a big thing for me. I don't care if you're not saying anything. I just want to be able to understand what you're saying because I want to sing along to the beat.
Yeah.
Or sing along with you. I don't want to have to.
Yeah, the whole joint tight. I give it about a 3.8. 3.9, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a solid debut for youngster, man. You know what I'm saying? Representing the DMV.
I agree.
Man, bars for days. You know, he reminds me of a young J. Cole a little bit for some reason. The way he put his shit together, you know what I mean?
He's very smart, too. I've seen him in interviews.
Nah, he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. He's a prime example of don't judge a book by its cover.
Yep,
because
all day.
His music doesn't sound like what his name like sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually like the alphabet, I call them the alphabet rappers, the acronym rappers, like, you know, their music and they sound a certain way, but like he impressed me when I saw his performance with her.
Yeah. That's a dope song.
Oh, this dude is serious.
Yeah, that's a dope song. I fuck with that joint. Yeah,
he got
man.
the right people around him, it seems.
He signed to Atlantic, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
he gonna do numbers.
Yeah, for sure. He gonna do his thing, man. Proud of you. Shout out to YBN Cordae representing Suitland, man, DMV area. Let's wrap it up, man. Let's get up out of here. Before we go, want to give a big shout out to my man DJ J Buttah. Appreciate you coming through, bruh.
Thank you.
Dropping them jewels for us, man, and them major keys from the industry. And we're gonna be in contact. We're gonna get you back on here.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can get you.
Trip.
We gonna talk about that too.
Herndon is a field trip.
Yeah, you see, she gonna put the pressure on you with that too.
That's y'all Washingtonians, man.
Yeah.
Anything past Tyson's Corner?
No, anything past Pentagon.
Yeah, Pentagon.
It's a little height, Joe. I mean, you gotta understand, man. You gotta feel us on that one, Joe.
66.
Yeah, it's a little height.
A whole never highway.
Yeah, no bullshit, man. But thanks again for coming through. We're gonna stand. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna link everything up, man. But appreciate y'all tuning in. We're gonna get up out of here, man. We'll be back next week. Y'all know what it is. Same time, same place, right here at WLVS Radio, Listen Vision Studios. It's Beats Rhymes Life podcast, baby. 2 words. We gone.
Yeah.